Hi, I'm Montana, and I'm going to tell you guys about the idea of rituals as a way of healing as demonstrated in the movies Smoke Signals, Highway, Greater Than America, and in the novel Ceremony. In Smoke Signals, it's about a young Indian guy. I think he's in his 20s. He's very angry towards his father just for a lot of reasons. And then people in his life try to reach out to him, like his mother, his friends. He doesn't accept their help and thinks that he's better off just being kind of immune to their help. And then also he doesn't accept the natural, like the Native American way of trying to find healing. He thinks he can do it on his own. And this hurts a lot of people, but he continues to do that. After his father dies, he goes on a unexpected journey to go retrieve the ashes. And then when he goes there, he meets a girl named Susie Song, who is his father's neighbor and really good friend. Susie kind of talks to him and tells him about his father, the side of his father that he didn't know. She gives him the choice that he can either go back to the reservation, his home where he lives, and like stay angry, or he can accept the fact that he can like forgive his father and move on. He does eventually decide to do that, and then symbolically he does a ritual of burning down his father's entire RV. In the movie, that symbolized him like burning away his anger, taking away that anger. He's not like whistling and skipping and jumping, but you can tell that he's on like the right track towards like a healed heart. The second movie I'm going to talk about is Powwow Highway. To me, there were like um, two kinds of healings in this movie. There was like the intentional healing and then like an accidental healing. Intentional healing was when was with Filbert, or the character Filbert, and how he would intentionally go out and seek Indian wisdom either from his aunt or trying to go to the places where they had like Indian historical sites. So his was intentional, and I think he did find it. He didn't take anything for granted. He took all the little things in life and just stored that up. And then the accidental healing was with his friend Buddy Redbow. He was a very kind of like angry person with the way that his people were not really doing the best they could be because they're just on the reservations. They're barely making ends meet. And then all the other races, like for example, the white people, were ahead of everybody and they don't have to like struggle for anything. So he felt that if he went to his like Indian traditions, they would hold him back and not further him like he wanted his people to be. But after his sister got arrested in New Mexico and they had to make the journey from Montana down to New Mexico, he got to hang out with Filbert for a long time. And just seeing Filbert more grateful for life and the way he was searching for healing, it kind of like drew his attention and made him just watch him, and then like kind of like he wanted that same healing too, and he did get healed, but not that he was looking for it. His heart just kind of changed on its own. In the movie Older Than America, um, the main character, Rain, is a second generation Indian. She started getting really bad visions that would, first they were just kind of like dreams and like nightmares, but then they started happening like while she was awake. The bad thing for Rain was that her mother suffered from those too, and then her sister and the priest had her, not incarcerated, but put in a psychiatric hospital where they did like testing on her and things like that, and that kind of ruined her. Like she couldn't talk or anything. So she's afraid to tell people because she thinks they're going to do the same to her. She's going to have the same fate as her mother. But she does tell her husband. Word finally gets out that these are happening to her, and so she gets put into the psychiatric hospital as well. And she is there for a time, and then she manages to escape. She confronts the priest that I'm kind of skipping the plot a lot, but she confronts the priest who had started, like, who put her mother in the hospital and then put her in the hospital as well. And she confronts him about the things that he did in the past. I'm not sure if that was like a dream, but I think it eventually like caught up with his conscience, and then he felt bad about it. And I don't know exactly what happened to him. She goes to the medicine man or the tribe leaders in her community, and they do a healing ceremony on her. And that basically was just a confirmation that yes, you've accepted like the things that happen to you, and then you've like forgiven them. So the process itself of the ritual didn't heal her, but just like confirmed that she was healed, kind of like an official thing. Last but not least, ceremony expands in great detail how one Native American came to find healing in his life as well, and it's the main character, Tayo, I think. Um, he's a war veteran, and he just been cleared from the Veterans Hospital to go back home, and he suffers like a lot of post-traumatic stress because of all the things he's been through. But memories still haunt him, and mainly those of his brother Rocky and his uncle Josiah, who died while they were in the Philippines. When he comes back, he feels like he doesn't belong in the community anymore, and his aunt also doesn't really like him much because of that. And he knows that she would rather have like him died and have Rocky come back instead of the way that things were now. So the hospital couldn't help him, and then so he's at home and he's trying to acclimate back into normal life, but it's not working. His grandmother calls in a traditional in Native American medicine man, and then he tries to help him, but that doesn't work either. And then as we read through the book, as he tries to overcome these things, we learn that he hasn't accepted yet like who he is, what happened to Rocky and his uncle. Like he's putting all the blame on himself. And so when he sees another medicine man, he tells him he has to like let go of these things and accept that there's these are the stories in his life. At this point, Tayo's more open to hearing what he has to say, and so he does accept those things and that he can't do anything about them anymore. After the second medicine man does a ceremony over him, like a healing ritual thing, he is actually healed because this time he's like ready for it. The theme in all these movies was that the rituals themselves weren't like the things that made people healed. Like they just didn't go to their medicine man and say like, "Hey, can you perform a ceremony? Like I'm hurting, I need to be healed." And then they did their thing and then boom, they were healed. All of them were like a process. Is like internal. They had to let go of the burdens that were inside and accept the fact that they can't do anything about it. When they accepted that, they could finally move on. When like these characters let go of the fears they had, they were able to be free from it, and then the ceremonies officiated that they were healed. I think that's it. All right, thank you.